It is being claimed that the BBC's aim is to oust Boris Johnson. In fact, the actual wording, the BBC's greatest single aim is to get rid of Boris Johnson. What's really interesting about this claim is who it has come from. Because these are the words of Charles Moore, a man who was once seen to be the clear favourite to become the next BBC chairman. I'm going to bring you all the very latest, guys, in this video. But please start off by making sure you've hit subscribe and the bell. And do please give this video a big thumbs up. Now, we have seen a relentless mainstream media campaign focused on Westminster tittle-tattle, obsessed with Westminster gossip that poll after poll has shown the British public couldn't care less about. You'll note the timing, of course. Just before a huge set of elections, with the Conservatives in nearly every poll having big leads over the Labour Party, with Boris Johnson in every single poll having large personal leads over Keir Starmer. And so, before I get to what Charles Moore has said today, just to give you the background, Charles Moore actually ruled himself out from becoming BBC chairman on personal grounds. We saw Lord Moore, the former editor of the Daily Telegraph, and an outspoken BBC critic, actually decide against even applying for personal reasons. But it was reported by the Times Moore's appointment was virtually a done deal, and that he had been asked by Boris Johnson to take up the post as the chairman of the BBC. And yet we see this piece today. And of course, we've seen the BBC's behaviour recently. We've seen them basically setting out why you should all be so obsessed with Westminster tittle-tattle as they are, when poll after poll, as I said, so the British public don't care. And so this piece in the Telegraph today, it is the BBC's greatest single ambition to remove Boris Johnson from power. Again, just to reiterate this is from a guy who was on course, seemingly, to become the next chairman of the BBC before he ruled himself out. One of the things Charles Moore talks about in this article is the attempts to tar Sir James Dyson with the sleaze brush. Was the story involving Sir James Dyson. I actually did a whole video on this, of how Sir James Dyson exposed BBC spin. The BBC on their website have actually, on their corrections on their website, have actually said, in our coverage of texts we had sent to the Prime Minister, we referred in various outlets to Sir James Dyson as a prominent Conservative supporter, or said he backed the Conservatives. Sir James says this is factually incorrect. We are happy to set the record straight. Very big of them indeed. And as Charles Moore notes in his article, so the sleaze story had collapsed. Quoting Sir James Dyson, BBC still has not made this clear at the time of writing. The only trace of anything amiss at the BBC is a brief clarification on an obscure page of its website, which is what I just showed you. And of course, you look at the timing, you look at the wave of attacks on Boris Johnson, on the Conservatives ahead of that big set of elections. As Charles Moore again notes, if you look at the extraordinary collection of attacks on the Prime Minister, you see a combined assault by those who lost the referendum, lost the general election, and seek to squash rising Tory hopes in the local elections. As I've noted again before, it's actually Keir Starmer who is under huge pressure. His numbers are pretty diabolical across the board. Far lower satisfaction with Labour voters with Starmer than Tory voters with Boris Johnson. As I talked about yesterday, the Conservatives now have a 19-point lead with working class Brits in the latest YouGov poll. Moore also touches on how the BBC now seems to regard Dominic Cummings as the fount of truth, and concludes with this line, which, as I said, I think is really significant, coming from a man who could have been himself the next chairman of the BBC. Charles Moore says, there is consistency in all of this, though, if one remembers that the BBC's greatest single aim is to get rid of Boris Johnson. I want to know from you in the comments below, guys. Do you agree Charles Moore's sentiment on that or not? Do you think the media hysteria that we have seen is intended to influence the outcome of the elections next week? Let me know what you make of this, guys. And as ever, if you've enjoyed this video, please do give it a big thumbs up. Hit the join button down below. See the link in the top pinned comment to become a member here on the channel. There is a new members badge. You'll get that next to your name if you support my channel. And of course, guys, as ever, thanks for watching.